Hello, everyone. Welcome to In the Know with Dr. Aidoo. I know we are in the crunch time as we get to the end of the semester. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm coming to you again with an interview. I mentioned in an email that we have 2 study abroad programs coming up in 2024. And I'm really excited because I get to have another interview with 2 of the faculty members who are leading one of the programs, and they are Dr. Margaret Jones. She's a professor in SRTM, which is our school. And then we have Dr. Tiphanie Raffegeau, who is an assistant professor in the School of Kinesiology, one of our sister schools in the college. And they're here to tell us a little bit more about the program that they're leading. So let's go talk to them. Hello, Dr. Jones. Hello, Dr. Raffegeau.
Hi.
In the know.
Hi, Dr. Aidoo.
Hello, how are y'all doing?
Hanging in by a thread this time of year.
By a thread. Totally understand. So welcome. I just have a few questions to help us get some more information about the program you are co-leading. But before we get to that, could you share with us how long you have been at Mason and what your role is in your school? So, Dr. Jones, you're up.
I'll go first. So I've been at Mason since 2010, and I'm affiliated with both the School of Kinesiology and Sport Rec and Tourism Management. So since 2010, I created the undergraduate program in Kines and the BS degree in Kines, and started the Patriot Performance Lab, which is in the field house, and where I do work with intercollegiate athletics, Mason athletes. Focus there is on athlete health and performance. And I also currently teach nutrition courses in School of Kinesiology, as well as coaching and research methods courses in SRTM.
Really nice. Dr. Raffegeau.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for this opportunity. I am much newer at Mason. This is my second year at Mason. I am from the School of Kinesiology, and I'm also based on the Science and Technology campus, where I work out of the Smart Lab. So I do research primarily on human movement and biomechanics. I'm really interested in interdisciplinary questions, and I work in the Smart Lab on the Science and Technology campus to try and get at some of those really interesting questions. I also teach, I teach biomechanics at the undergraduate level, and I'm also teaching motor control and learning this year. So very excited to try and bring those areas of expertise to our study abroad program.
Well, that's really nice. Thank you so much. So I think one of the things that we try to do well in our college is this collaboration amongst and between our schools. So this is a really fascinating program that you're co-leading. Can you tell us a little bit about it in terms of where it's happening, what are the dates, and some of that information?
Sure, I can jump in there first, and Dr. Raffegeau can fill in as we go along. I'm really excited about this opportunity because it's a collaborative effort between our 2 schools. This is the first time we've done this, and there's certainly overlap between sport management and coaching and sports science and kinesiology. So this trip will be open. It's open to any Mason student, but we are targeting School of Kinesiology students and also SRTM students, and providing opportunities that draw from both areas. So it's going to be fast and furious. It's 11 busy days in Germany and the Netherlands.
Right.
And we arrive on June 24th and leave on July 4th, from both in and out of Amsterdam. It's up to the students if they want to go over first and travel on their own, or if they want to stay over later and travel on their own, that's fine. They just need to be in Amsterdam the morning of June 24th, ready to roll.
Yeah, I'm really excited because it's my first time leading a trip. I'm really glad to do it with Dr. Jones. I am a pretty well-versed traveler in Europe because I'm half French, but I've never been to the Netherlands or Germany. So especially not for science reasons. So I'm really
Mhm.
excited to explore those countries and get the chance to take students around in a quick, fast and furious Germany and Netherlands tour.
Right.
And once we're ready to move on to what they can expect, I'm excited to divulge and plot what the students will experience as they move through our trip.
Well, that's really cool. And that's a fast trip. So I didn't say this to you before, but just so you know, I'm putting my name up. If you need someone to help with logistics, I
Thank
think I
you.
can be very helpful because just so you know, if you're
Thank you.
okay.
We need that help.
But and I mean not logistics here, logistics in Germany.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay. I didn't want there to be any
That
confusion.
was clear.
So what can students look forward to doing once they are in country in these two locations?
Your calendar, Rahul Bashir.
Okay, well, I can go first on that one too. So the itinerary consists of touring different facilities and speaking with professionals that are working in sports settings.
Okay.
They can be on the management side or they can be on the science side.
Okay.
So the students will actually have a choice for some of this.
All right.
And then there may be some that are whole group activities. I'll name off where we're going, and then we can take it from there. So in the Netherlands will be Amsterdam,
Mhm.
Arnhem, Utrecht, Zwolle, and Rotterdam.
Okay.
And in Germany will be Bonn and Cologne
All right.
for the destinations with different things at each place.
Yeah.
Some of the highlights, and one of the ones I'm most excited about as a massive soccer fan, is it's 2024 Euros next summer. And so we will be over there for the European Championships, and we'll actually get to go to a watch party in
Oh,
Germany.
wow.
Yes, with all the locals. And so we'll have to have a team that we're going to root for and be ready to go. I'm excited about that, but there's also a couple other things, some other highlights. There's a 3x3 pro basketball tournament that students will have a chance to work that event and get some experience working international sports. That's an Olympic sport now, 3x3 basketball.
Oh, okay.
We'll go to the Dutch Olympic Training Facility, and we'll also go to the Paralympic Committee headquarters in Germany. So those are a few of the sport highlights. And then along with that are cultural highlights in each city. So we'll do things like go to the Anne Frank House in Amsterdam.
Oh, nice.
The Kinderdijk windmills in Rotterdam, which are protected sites. Pretty neat to see those. Big cathedral in Cologne. So all kinds of things. It's a nice mix.
Yeah, that sounds like a great mix. So you said it's open to any Mason student, right? Are there any particular requirements? Should they have taken some prerequisite? I mean, what do students have to do to be ready to participate?
So there are no prerequisites other than sophomore year or higher.
Okay.
They need to be a Mason student or a college student somewhere. So if there's a Mason student who has a friend who's, in another university but wants to take it as an elective course or as part of their program, that could happen.
Okay.
And what they have, there are 2 steps for the process. First, they will need to go to the Mason GEO website, that stands for Global Education Office, and apply, put an application in, and that's due by March 10th.
Okay.
So that's a hard and fast deadline.
Yeah.
And then in addition to applying that way formally through the website, they need to register for the 3 credits, it's a 3-credit course.
Okay.
You could be an undergrad or grad student. We offer both. So for the undergrads, it's SPMT 480.
Right.
It's European Model of Sport. And for the graduates, it's SRST 598.
Okay. Wow. So lots of options, a lot of opportunity for you to get 3 credits over a short period of time in some really cool spots. What can students hope to benefit from participating in this program? And I'm going to throw this first to Dr. Raffegeau, and then I'll come back to you, Dr. Jones. What, what are you saying when it comes to the benefits that students can look forward to?
Yeah, I think that the cross collaboration between the two schools is maybe the most exciting part. I quite often am working with students in kinesiology that are missing a lot of sport management knowledge, despite the fact
Right.
that they want to use those skills in their later career. We really focus on the science side, but we really don't focus on the logistics or the business side in kinesiology. So if our students have the opportunity to understand how these events are run and how these industries are managed, I think they're going to be better prepared for their future careers in whatever their practice actually is.
Right.
The nice part about working with SRTM and working with Dr. Jones in particular is we can really tailor the student experience for what their interests are. Since
Right.
I'm interested in human performance and biomechanics, I'll be taking students to labs that are doing some research, and those students might be particularly interested in graduate school opportunities. So it would give them an idea of what to expect or what a kinesiology program might look like at a graduate level. And we're also trying to get some cross collaboration as far as experience goes. And so the students working alongside one another, students that are in each program, can certainly benefit from networking with one another, learning from each other, and just that peer group experience, I think, is something that they're really going to benefit from. And one thing that I also wanted to throw out there is I think traveling in and of itself and getting those cultural experiences, even though it's a Western country, I do think it is important to be able to speak to other countries and cultures, recognize how small America actually is, and kind of take away that egocentric view of themselves and their education and their journey. And I think that those are strong benefits that everyone can look forward to.
Absolutely. Dr. Jones, what say you?
Well, I did mention it's 3 credits, so I want to make sure that gets out there again, because it's 3 credits that they're getting done in 2 weeks.
10 days, yeah.
It's a great deal. The other thing is, if they're an out-of-state student, they only are charged in-state tuition.
Oh, cool.
Which is nice. That's a savings as well.
Yeah.
Dr. Raffegeau touched on some of this, but I think it's a great opportunity to see how sports and sports science are managed at the international level. Perhaps they make some contacts for internships and beyond. Who knows? They will gain invaluable experience that maybe will set them apart from their peers when they're going for internships, fieldwork experiences, jobs. So I think those are kind of the intangible things that they'll gain from this.
Absolutely. And you kind of teased this, both of you, but on a larger scale, apart from your particular program, why should students, as much as they can, think about participating in study abroad programs, just more generally?
So in my opinion, I did a study abroad program when I was in this position, and it certainly changed my life. It changed my perspective on everything. I got a tattoo. I'll remember it forever. Although I'm not supporting tattoos on our study abroad trip.
Please don't get people's parents after us.
Oh no.
However, it essentially launched me towards my graduate career, and really was the first step to me becoming who I am today, which is a professor who is embedded in knowledge and the science that I'm very passionate about. So it gave me the opportunity to hone what I cared about and what I was passionate about, and discover that within myself, which often when we're in a college setting, we're going through same old, what our advisor tells us to do, what the requirements are for our program. We may not get the opportunity to explore our individual interests, our individual strengths. And these kinds of opportunities, independent studies, a chance to just talk to Dr. Jones and Dr. Raffegeau about what you're interested in, what you might be a good fit for. I think those are really invaluable experiences on a personal and an individual level that a student can only get in a study abroad program.
Absolutely. How about you, Dr. Jones?
So I talk a lot in when I teach coaching classes and when I would teach strength and conditioning, I would talk a lot about developing your professional philosophy.
Mhm.
And I think that these types of experiences help with developing that professional philosophy. You know, it's a way of gaining an understanding of how to get, there's more than one way to get to the end of the road, whatever that goal that is. And I think having those international experiences just broaden your lens.
Absolutely. And I think if it ties into who the Mason student is, right? One of our attributes is to be a global citizen. How can you be an effective global citizen if you have no clue what is going on outside your borders? So absolutely, I think study abroad programs are fantastic, and you have faculty who know you and know the material and will be there to guide you. You can't go wrong uh with such an opportunity. And so what are some final words as we come to the end of this interview? What are some things you want to leave students with?
Well, I meant to mention this earlier, but we are going during the Paris Olympics. Despite that not being on our itinerary, that is certainly an event that will be a global attraction in that area, and
Yeah.
certainly up our alley as far as getting into the cultural experience of the Olympic Games that are occurring around the same time. And I think that if cultural experiences and sport are something that you might be even pseudo interested in, even outside of our major, I think you can really benefit from learning and immersing yourself in this cultural experience in a really broad way.
Absolutely. Dr. Jones?
So way back when I graduated from college, eons ago, I did a cross-country trip after graduation.
Oh, okay.
Camped across the United States and back.
Mhm.
And that was the first time I'd ever done any real big travel.
Mhm.
And, it really changed my life. So to date, I've now traveled, I've been to 48 of 50 states and I've been to 35 countries.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
the benefits have just been extraordinary for me personally, professionally, learning about other cultures, seeing other countries. It's just broadened my view of the world. So I encourage students to just take the leap and take the trip because it's
Right.
going to be great. It's going to be great fun.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Jones, Dr. Raffegeau. Um, I don't know what to tell you anymore. I mean, I think they nailed it. They've given you all the important information. Please take note of the deadlines. I will include, when I send out the link, a link to the study abroad program website for this program, so you have all the details. But think about March 10th. That's really important, so that you don't miss this opportunity. But thank you so much for coming to speak to us. I know it's a busy time for you, so I greatly appreciate it. And everybody else, all the best, finish strong. And if I don't get to you, have a wonderful break. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.